I'm Davaabayar. I'm from Mongolia and I'm studying in Compro program in MIU University. I identify myself as a Mongolian because that's where I'm from and where I'm born. As a broader perspective, I would identify myself as an Asian. When I was in Mongolia, I used to think myself as a Mongolian, but since I came to the USA, I learned that people see me as an Asian, and that's also part of me. So I would say it's an Asian. There are certain parts that I like about it, and I'm proud that I'm from Asia, because traditionally Asian people have same values. For example, most Asian cultures value their family and ancestors. That's the one common part, but also in each Asian country has its own unique culture, and I want people to see the difference in that too. I'm from a small city in Mongolia called Darkhang, and it's very small. It has only 100,000 pupils in the population, but it's the second largest city in Mongolia, actually. And my childhood was very sweet, and it's filled with happy memories. Growing up with my cousins, we used to spend every summer in my grandparents' place, and my grandparents used to herd cows and sheep, and we used to help them. I learned lots of life skills there too, which I find it very helpful when I came to USA. First of all, it's the cooking. When you are in different culture and different place, you have to learn to make your traditional dish, because I found food is very essential part of your culture, and it really helps to identify yourself also. And when you feel homesick, you have to cook yourself the meals that you used to eat at home, and that brings like all those memories. And the cooking was the most important thing that I learned from my grandparents, especially the traditional meals. Mongolians produce different kinds of dairy products at home. Like I learned how to make a yogurt and cheese and all those things. The favorite Mongolian traditional dish I enjoy most is bod and toshur. It's similar to Chinese dumplings, but it has more meat, especially sheep meat and beef. Yeah. It tastes like, how do I define it? It's very juicy and soft because the meat is minced, but you like chop it by hand and mix it with salt and a little bit pepper and garnish, and use onion and garlic. So you can think of it as like mixture of all those, and it's really juicy and hot, and it's wrapped with flour and steamed. It's called bod. It has both city vibe, as well as the countryside, or there's the farmers who live outside of the city, and in the downtown, in the center, there's schools and offices and all those places. And my hometown is like 60, I think now it's almost 60 years old. And my grandparents were actually the first people to come to the city and build it. They built it. Like my grandpa was the soldier that time, and he was part of the people who built all those houses and apartments. And my grandma used to work in a factory. That factory is to produce the skin of the sheep skin and make clothes out of it. Yeah. I love how they treat each other so warmly, and how they respect everybody as if, even it's a small child, even if you were small children or the elder people, they respect you. And I learned that also the one more thing about Mongolian culture is I found out that there is no racism in our culture. In Mongolia, we respect all the cultures equally, and all the religions and all races. So I learned that's the most coolest thing about Mongolians, and I'm proud of that. That was shocking because I never thought people were so racist before I came to USA, because I pictured USA would be very because USA is mixture of all those different cultures, right? So I thought everybody would be respecting each other and being respectful for all the cultures, but but it's not like that everywhere. But I would say Fairfield is a really nice and safe place for us, but it's not like that in everywhere that I noticed that. That's all started when this COVID and all those crazy things happened. And I saw from the news that people were shouting at Asians, calling them Chinese and calling them as a COVID. And also my friends, Mongolian friends in big cities, they got attacked like that and called Chinese. That was really not nice. And I found out that we are identified as Asians, and also people mix, people think, most of the people assume all the Asians are Chinese. That made me feel sad, and also that made me realize that we have to be more open about our culture, and we have to tell about Mongolian culture and what Mongolian people are like to others more. That's how they're gonna learn about us, right? It shows that that it also showed me that Mongolians are not being very impactful to the world as in economy or in a big ways. Maybe that's why people don't know about us, right? So that showed me we have to do even better so that they can see the difference. I want people to see that Mongolians are not just riding horses and destroying things or like that, because I found out about the one thing people more know Mongolia is by the Genghis Khan and Mongolian Empire, and people think that we destroyed lots of cultures, something like that, but that's not actually true. And I want them to see the Mongolians are very open and polite people, that we are very genuine in the heart and we are friendly. And also I would like people to see how rich our culture is. And also Mongolian culture is not only the riding horses, we have rich history of songs, music and dance, and I want people to come to Mongolia and see all of them. Through this, Mongolians actually saved lots of countries from the I forgot the word. Slavery. What I know is Genghis Khan was very democratic at that time, and he was against the slavery. That was really cool about him. The most popular music in the world is the Hu band. It's the Hunu rock. It's a mixture of rock and the Mongolian traditional music. And the traditional instrument is called horse-head fiddle. In Mongolian it's called Mörönhor. It has 2 strings and horse-shaped head at the top. That's where the name came from. So the Hu band is really popular at the moment. Yeah, they mixed the rock music with the Mongolian instruments and Mongolian throat singing. That's also another cultural thing we have. Throat singing is our culture, and I don't know the details of the technique, but they use their throat and make really long sounds, and also they make 2 different sounds at the same time. That's amazing, right? I have no idea how they do it, but I really enjoy it. Messages in the Hu band songs is about being a warrior and being the owner of your destiny and something like that. So it tells you to be brave. Yeah. Most Mongolians are very humble, and out of the respect, we don't ask much questions. And when we were a little kid, and since when we were in school, our parents and teachers told us not to question. And that's the one thing I want to change. And I want all Mongolians to, younger generations, to be more open and ask questions if you have doubt, and be more open about yourself and around the surroundings of yourself, and ask more questions to learn more and be more open. The one thing I like most about my culture is we love the nature and we respect it. Yeah. Yes, the way Mongolians live, the traditional way of Mongolians, how they used to live, is very eco-friendly, and everything used to get recycled. We produce everything that we get from the sheep, for example, and we use everything, and we eat the meat, and we make lots of different products out of the milk, right? And then we also use the skin and bone and everything. That's also part of how we respect that animal. Okay, and the Mongolian traditional way of living is we practice zero waste. For example, from the sheep, we use everything from the sheep. When sheep was alive, it produced the milk in different ways, and we eat the meat, and we even use the bones to make traditional games out of it. Like we make puzzles with the sheep bones, which might sound scary, but it's not that scary. And also we use sheep ankles. Using the sheep ankles, there's tons of different games that Mongolian children play with it. I know horse race and flicking the ankles. That really helps kids to like learn to coordinate their like hand movement and to aiming and shooting. And also there's 4 parts in 4 sides in the ankle, and we name it in 4 different animals, like goat, sheep, and horse, and camel. And we like try to hit them with the same side. Like if there's 2 sheep, we can hit it. If there's sheep and goat, we can't. So when there's like 2 sheep and the third one is, if third ankle is horse, we try to hit them and try to make it as a horse. So we have to think from which side we have to like hit so that it turns to a different part. It's called shaganisla and ankle flicking. I feel that everybody is very open and honest, and that are the good things I noticed, right? And there were also some bad things, which is they are like, I felt Americans don't try to how do you say, like save things. Like they don't turn off the lights that often, and also I felt like there's lots of movements in America. People try to recycle and try to keep the waste minimum. All of those things came here and becoming more like popular because the regular way of their living is not that friendly to the environment. I want them to turn off the lights when they are not using, because I see street lights are on during the daytime, which was really weird for me. I came to MIU because it was different from all other universities I searched. I liked the program. The Compro program was really good, and also I liked how it's integrated with meditation, because I felt I could be more peaceful during the study, and I felt that I can learn that practice, which I can continue to my life. America was my dream because since I'm the software engineer, America is the big market where everybody is competing, right? So I wanted to be part of that big competition, and I wanted to see where I can go. I hope to accomplish, like I want to have my own company. I want to start my company in here, and I want to have different branches in all over the world, and I want to produce lots of money and bring lots of money to Mongolia. As it's the COVID time, as we are in this challenge together, I want everybody to love each other and support each other in respect of where they come from, because we are here in this work, in this together, and I think COVID is reminding us that we are actually united.